Welcome, everybody, to Pasadena and the majestic Rose Bowl, one of the unique settings in all of sport. This year's Rose Bowl, presented by Prudential, is a crucial part of the college football playoff. We've reached the semifinal stage, one last hurdle to clear before the national championship game. We'll find out here today which side has the toughness and the depth to keep driving toward that ultimate goal, the chance to raise that gold trophy over their heads. As we'll see the number 5 seed in this playoff, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on the top-seeded team in the playoff. A crew today that's looking to make a strong statement. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined here in the booth by Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk, let's get to the action on the field. The kickoff team is out there, and here we go with this playoff semifinal game. He'll return it from inside the 10-yard line. Gets it to the 25-yard line, and that's where they'll start the drive. The Bulldogs offense comes on the field first today. Everything that happens on this field today is just heightened, Kirk, because it happens on this amazing stage at the foot of the San Gabriel Mountains. Nothing like it. Nothing like it to me in all sports. We've been calling this game for such a long time, and I think we both agree it's one of our favorite games to call each year. And when we get a good matchup like this, it makes it that much better. Look at this, taking a shot on the very first play. Tried to press the ball deep, but it's incomplete. How about that? First play of the game in a playoff game, you take a shot downfield and you hit it for big yards. Now you got some momentum here early in the game. He's back to throw again on second down. And he's going to launch it deep again. They try a downfield shot. That's a good effort there. But now it's third down. Not going to be easy here. Backed up, a long way to go for a first down. Boy, you find a one-on-one matchup just like this, even though it's... Here's the throw deep downfield. And that's incomplete. They weren't afraid to let it fly, but it brings up a fourth down. The Dogs will bring their punt team onto the field. And the returner brought down by the coverage team. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? And the wideout goes in motion. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Nice run. He's brought down at the 44. Well, they've had an entire week to try to find weaknesses in this defense and how to attack. And here in the opening drive, they're using the receiver in motion to get him the ball in space and give him those blockers out in front. Great job of designing the play and great execution here by this offense. Offense looking to convert on third and short from the 42. Can they make the yardage or face a tricky fourth down decision? The defense swarms to make a tackle for loss on that third down catch. Yeah, I really like the idea on third down. I can kind of see the thought process there. Make an unconventional call on third down. Sometimes that can work out, but the defense was just prepped and ready for it this time. Spinning out of the tackle. And he's brought down, but there is a flag on the field, so let's check this call. Hold. Costly holding penalty there. Backs him up 10 yards. Special teams on the field now. Here comes a punt. It's a low punt. Won't travel very far. And the returner decides to signal fair catch. Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. Quarterback will throw this out of the RPO. There's a loss after the completion. That's a good play by the defense. Man, the defense was all over that play. Just left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. Second down play coming up for this offense. He hands it off from the gun. Breaks loose at the 40. Oh, and nothing but green grass ahead. And he runs it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. The
Chris, all week I wondered if this back might get loose and come up with a big play like this. The defense had their back turned, couldn't really see where he was. By the time they realized it, he just had too much speed, and he's able to take it to the end zone.
Lining up to try the extra point. BAT is good. They jump in front, 7-0. Kickoff team has come on the field now to send this one away. He's going to return it from deep in the end zone. That's strong coverage there. They tackle him at the 11-yard line. Here's the first play of the drive now. They begin from their own 11. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Moving past the 25. Tackle made after a big gain. Gain moves it to the 35. First down again. A pop pass on the jet sweep. And the runner scoots out of bounds after gaining some decent yardage. The gain makes it second and medium.
You know, the good thing about this play is it's not an explosive play, but it really gives you a chance now to be able to pick up a first down here on this next play.
Brought down that crosses midfield to the 46. First down play call. How aggressive will it be? They flip it to him on the jet sweep. A gain of 2 yards. Now it's second down and 8. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. And the freshman brings him down quickly.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound, and it's really solid defense on that play.
And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs. Well, Kirk, it's Georgia on top so far. We've reached the end of one in this quest to move one step closer to a national championship. Let's check out the stats so far. We expect the teams have worked through some of the nerves of this playoff game as we begin the second quarter. Fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. That's the wide receiver coming in motion now. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. The tackle is made, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what that's about. Hold. So the holding penalty on the offense backs him up 10 yards. Penalty sets him back, makes it 1st and long. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Inside the 25. And they stop him just short of the end zone. The offense set up with a 1st and goal now.
I love how they're using the receiver here in motion. With a weapon like this, just get him the football. Simple throw for the quarterback. He's got all that speed built up. You get him the ball out there in space with a couple blockers, and you get big plays like this right here.
It's a short game, but look at that defense swarm to the football. 2nd and goal for the offense. On the ground, trying to punch it in for the score. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4. Ball spotted at the 5 for this 3rd and goal play. And they're moving the receiver now before the snap. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. And they've got him. Fourth and goal from the 2. Can this defense come up with a huge stop? Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. And he's not going to get there. The defense rises up and makes a huge fourth down stop. All right, so it's 1st and 10 back inside the 5-yard line. We're going to see how much this play caller trusts his quarterback. How aggressive will he be from this spot? 2nd down after that run on the previous play. Takes the handoff again. Oh, and he fumbles. Defense jumps on the ball. It's a turnover.
That is tough for the ball carrier here because not only does he take a big hit, but now you're about to get an earful from your coach on the sideline after that turnover.
First and goal here for the offense. On the ground, trying to power toward the goal line. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Well, this defense is being challenged. They're close to their own goal line, but how about this play? All 11 guys coming together. They stood firm. The result is a short loss for the offense. Nice job.
A pop pass on the jet sweep. He's swarmed by the defense.
This is a great job of being prepared by this defense. Almost anticipating this play, they're in position to bring him down for a loss.
They flip it to him on the jet sweep. And we're able to get him down. And now the defense will call a timeout here. There's something they didn't like about that look, and they'll make an adjustment before this important play. Big play for both teams. Can the offense punch it in? 4th and goal from the 2. Receiver in motion now. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep.
Perfect timing here by this quarterback. Great read. Puts the ball where his man can make a play on it. And they're an extra point away from tying this game up.
The point after attempt. And it's up and good. Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away. And he takes this from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 20. Tried to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. And the Bulldogs offense is back out on the field. First play of the drive, they're going to throw the football. Looking to make a big play downfield. Receiver left alone down there for a huge gain.
What a huge play for this offense as this half is coming to a close. Here's where you've got to get a little greedy because what seemed like a drive where you're happy to maybe come up with 3 points, now you've got a real shot to maybe put the ball in the end zone.
Getting set. Here's 2nd down. To throw, it's Walters. Lets it fly to the wideout. He's got a man down the middle. Touchdown, Dogs. Strong game by this quarterback.
Well, that's a well-oiled machine right there. Everyone on this offense has been a star in their roles. And when they're rolling like this, it results in quick and positive results.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. PAT makes it a 7-point lead. So the offense getting some momentum before halftime with a touchdown. Now they kick off in hopes the defense can get a quick stop. And here's the return from inside the 5. Goes out of bounds at the 32. That's a decent return. So here we go, the first play of the drive, less than a minute to play before halftime. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Finally marked out after a big game, but hold on. There's a penalty marker on the field. Let's check this out. That one hurts. Backs him up 10 yards. Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Running past the 35. Forced set of bounds after a big game. This offense set up with a first down. First down here for this offense. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. And he's out of bounds after gaining decent yardage.
You know, a lot of times these types of plays either go for nothing or they can go for a huge chunk of yards. Here they do a nice job of getting it to the outside, turning it upfield, and ended up getting a nice gain out of it.
He's across the 25. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down. First and 10 now for the offense. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Got space, looking to score. Well, this college football playoff game is all tied up, and Kirk, it's beginning to feel a little bit like a shootout.
Yeah, it is. It's a battle of the offenses. Both these teams right now executing flawlessly, and they're doing so with such high stakes, answering one score with another. Neither team is backing up 1 inch.
And they'll set up for the PAT. And the PAT is good. So the offense gets momentum, scoring before halftime. Now the kickoff to see if the defense can get his top and preserve that momentum. Returner choosing to field this one. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. Here comes the first play of the drive. Can they do something in the final 30 seconds of the half? They'll go with the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. Brought down at the 28, and it's good enough for a first down.
Ooh, how about that offensive line? That's just getting a hat on a hat, opening just enough room for the back to be able to get through there for a big gain.
And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update.
Chris, we wondered all week what this matchup would look like. So much at stake in this win-or-go-home game. And we've been treated to a fabulous first 2 quarters of playoff football. An entertaining first half, and we've got a multi-possession lead to break down thanks to the surgical precision of this offense. Might honestly take more time to talk about what didn't work than what did. The running game, the passing game, gadget plays have worked. Now it's just a matter of finishing the job. That's it for us from our EA Sports Studios in Orlando. Let's head back to Chris and Kirk for the exciting conclusion of this one, where we'll find out who is moving on in the CFP.
Fields it just outside the goal line. Coverage team brings down the returner. Offense on the field to take over. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks, more than enough for a first down. It's a solid run, gives the offense a first down and a new set of downs. Takes the handoff and tests the left side. Tackle made at the 41. It's a nice gain. They're getting closer to the 50. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. The shotgun handoff here. Brought down, but not before he gets into enemy territory at the 49.
Nothing better than an offense on first down to be able to pick up big positive yards like that. You can either keep giving it to the back, or it can set up play action and get the defense to come up to the line of scrimmage, and you can throw it over top of it.
And he's tackled for a loss after the catch. The defense all over that one.
Chris, I always talk about this. You can always gauge a team's toughness as a group by how willing they are to tackle with their corners. Here, the corner shows you he's not just out there to cover, does a good job of being physical and making that play.
And that run, good for first down yardage. The drive moves on. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play. How aggressive do you get on first and 10? Tight end goes in motion before the snap. They're going to run it here. It's a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
Moving the receiver around pre-snap. A pop pass on the jet sweep. And heads out of bounds after a decent gain. We reach the end of 3 in this playoff game. Deadlocked, a classic on our hands as we stop to check the game summary so far. Headed to the final quarter of this playoff game. Who's going to step up and make a difference here in this pursuit of a national championship? Tie ball game, late, and they're going for it on 4th down. They'll try and run it with the fullback. The stop made at the 5. The offense will have 1st and goal now.
I can really appreciate this offensive coordinator not trying to just do something crazy. You're less than a foot away from the first down line. Just punch it in and pick up a first down. That's what they call here, and it works out perfectly.
And the sophomore able to bring him down quickly. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. Trying to get to the end zone. They'll run it left. Couldn't quite get there. Brought down at the 2. Urgency here. Got to cut into this lead. It's 3rd down and goal. Pre-snap motion from the receiver. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. They've got him in the backfield. It's a 4-yard loss.
How about this? The offense gets the ball to one of their playmakers out in space, but the defense, the athletic ability on that side of the ball does a good job of bringing him down short of the first down.
So on 4th down, out trots the place kicker in a very big spot here. And it's good right down the middle. And that puts them back on top.
Well, you talking about a clutch kick. Good job by the snapper and the holder. The kicker gives them the lead. But remember, this one is certainly a long way from being over here in the 4th.
They come away with 3 points on the drive, and now the kickoff team will boot it away. So no return here. He takes it in the end zone, and they'll begin the drive at the 25. And the Georgia offense is back out on the field. Looking to throw it on 1st down. Quarterback leaves the pocket on the move now. Breaking free at the 35. Slides down to avoid the tackle.
But how many times do we see this late in a 4th quarter? You know the pass rush is going to be there. They're getting after him. They're getting upfield. They get a great push. But what do they create? Space in lanes. And he takes off and picks up a first down.
He's moving out of the pocket. Looks like he's going to run it. Quarterback gets down to avoid the big hit.
How about this by the quarterback? He takes a negative play and turns it into positive yards and slides down before taking a big shot. It's an excellent job of getting down to avoid that big hit.
That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up 3rd down. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Looking for his big tight end. It is complete. What a grab by the receiver right near the sideline.
So often we get caught up in the quarterback and the wide receivers and the skill in this game. This is another example of a nice job by the offensive line, giving the quarterback ample amount of time to be able to evaluate the defense and make a good throw. Good job up front by the big guys.
Tackle made, but the sophomore quarterback showing us the arm strength. Georgia setting up for the 1st and 10 now. One man to the backfield, and he'll get the football. Got a lane. Can he get in? Touchdown, Georgia. And they take the lead in the 4th quarter.
Boy, just a great job here by the offensive line and the running back to be able to get this ball into the end zone late in the game like this, now in the 4th quarter, to give them the lead.
Here's the point after attempt. PAT up and good. The lead is 4 here in the final quarter. Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away. Return starts from inside the 5. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. First down here, the offense has time for one more play before the 2-minute warning. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. They'll tackle him right at the 25-yard line. And we've reached now the 2-minute warning. Sets up as a dramatic finish as this offense tries to grab the lead late here. Now it's 2nd down here. A pop pass on the jet sweep. And they wrap him up after the completion just short of the 1st down marker. So from the 28-yard line, it's a 3rd and manageable here. We'll give it to the big fullback here. Tackle, but 1st down.
Chris, I always get a kick out of how much advice defensive players get on 3rd down. You can hear the bench screaming, the crowd is screaming. Watch the draw, watch the screen, watch the pass downfield. Rarely do you hear him say, watch the fullback. No, he just slips through for a 1st down.
1st and 10 play coming up. Pre-snap motion from the offense. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Picks up 2, so it's 2nd and 8. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. And he's brought down, but there is a penalty marker out there. Let's check out this call. Hold it. That stings for the offense. Penalty will cost him 10 yards. Important 2nd down play coming up. And the wideout goes in motion. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Heads out of bounds after running for the 1st down to keep this scoring threat alive. Serious pressure now for the defense. A running play gives the offense a fresh set of downs. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. And they finally stop him, but a decent gain that time. 2nd down after that run on the previous play. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs. Offense getting ready for what could be their last drive. Time ticking away in the last quarter. A pop pass on the jet sweep. The gain is 4, so it's 2nd and 6. And a quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve as much clock as possible. The gain makes it 2nd and medium. That's the wide receiver coming in motion now. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a 1st down. Defense cannot get this offense to 4th down. Offense continues the long drive. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. goal. Can the offense punch it in and claim the lead here in the fourth quarter? They feed the fullback this time. Couldn't quite get in, but they're knocking on the door at the 1. And a timeout taken by the offense to stop the clock with 12 seconds remaining. Offense facing second and goal. And they're moving the receiver now before the snap. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Nowhere to run. The defense swarms him. He'll lose 5 on the play. Now a late timeout is taken. 6 seconds showing on the clock. Urgency here in the fourth quarter. It's third down and goal. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Now just a brilliant game from this quarterback. With a spot in the natty on the line, he needs you guys to step up, and this guy has delivered so far today.
You know, it's just everything coming together. The preparation that he put in leading into this game, the offense doing their job of taking care of him, the receivers running good routes. Everything right now is clicking for this offense and this quarterback.
Kick is up and good. They go up by 3 here in the fourth quarter. Can they hang on? The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. This is a squib kick right to one of the blockers on the return team. And the returner brought down by the coverage team there. Well, that's a great performance in a pressure moment, but now the job gets even more exciting, even bigger as they go on to the national championship game and play for that trophy.
And this is a new era. I mean, think about the weeks, the amount of games that these guys have been able to play, and to be able to accomplish this, to get to the national championship, that says everything about the endurance of this football team, both mentally and physically, and they get one more hurdle to see if they can become the national champs.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.